Now, following Jesus' baptism and tempting, when he went into his ministry, he preached about the kingdom of God, stating in Matthew, the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Now, currently, we as humans are doing everything possible to basically not really follow God's rules. There are some that are, but large majority are not. And at the same time, we are awaiting Christ's second coming. When Jesus comes back that second time, he's coming back to address proud nations. And once he does that, he is going to establish his kingdom here on earth, not a kingdom in our hearts, but a physical kingdom. And with that kingdom, he is going to be the ruler. And when you look at how a kingdom is set up, it's going to have a ruler, a territory, laws, and citizens. So when we say the kingdom of heaven or the kingdom of God, we need to know that this is something that's going to be here on earth, a physical and spiritual kingdom. Remember, God restores physical first and then spiritual, just like the Old in the New Testament. So we can go to Zechariah 14:9. And the Lord shall be king over all earth. And in that day shall there be one Lord and his name one. That established that Jesus, he will be over the entire earth. And it says earth, not heaven. Jesus will be ruling over all nations. We can go down to verse 16. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from here to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles.
This clearly shows that they can come against Jerusalem. This is the Armageddon after Christ returns. That those who remain, because unfortunately there's going to be blood up to the bridles of the horses, as it says over there in Revelation. But those that live through the terrible day of the Lord, they will go up here to worship the King of hosts and keep the Feast of Tabernacles. They're going to go up to Jerusalem. It says here, and it shall be that whoso shall not come up of all the families of the earth to Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. So these are physical locations, these are real locations, and there will be, I don't know if we'll use the word then, but I'm going to use the word now, pilgrimages at the feast at the proper time and for the correct worshiping of the one God, as Elijah pointed out, and that one God will be the King who will rule. Here it is, worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and who's going to rule from Jerusalem.
Isaiah 2:3. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of God of Jacob, and he would teach us his ways, and we will walk his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. So this is just a reminder that he will be in control and he will be teaching the law. This is God's law.
So as Katrina has pointed out, this verse 3 here in Isaiah chapter 2 is actually the culmination of this period of upset, this day of the Lord that is now closing, and all of the enemies of Christ have been put down, and now Christ with his teachers, with his disciples, who are now the spiritual teachers, are helping people lead the proper way of life. And that's why they're coming up to Jerusalem. That's why they're worshiping God as they should. So this is the culmination, and this is the actual definition or description of the kingdom of God, or the kingdom of heaven. So let's just go back here to Matthew. And what I've done here, using the concordance, I've searched for every appearance in the Bible of this term, kingdom of heaven. And as Katrina mentioned, it's predominantly, not to say only, in the book of Matthew. We saw it started in Matthew, and here's the last verse, and they're all in Matthew. There are over 30 of these verses where Matthew used this name, kingdom of heaven.
Uncover the mystery of Adam and Eve's nakedness. Unravel the ambiguous connection between the Hebrew term for naked and the serpent's subtlety. Join us for this free mini-course and gain a profound new perspective on biblical Hebrew. theexplanation.com/naked.